Big thanks to Kamadojoe for sponsoring this episode.
This steak will turn your girlfriend into a wife. I know the situation. You've been in love for so long and you have a girlfriend and she's sitting at home at your couch in the weekends. She's not really seriously going into this relationship. It's just you pushing and like giving her all the love that you have. But nothing's changing. It's a dead end. You're stuck. The relationship is kind of going towards the wrong direction. It's a slippery slope, brother. You need to change it. So that's why we're going to make this steak, the steak that's going to turn your girlfriend into a wife. And it might sound scary, but you really do want a wife. There are a lot of perks. It means you get sandals at the end of the workday. It means you get to relax, sit down, a hot meal every day, cooked for you when you come home when you've been working hard. It means you can have a lot of cool things that otherwise, okay, let's skip that part. It means you have someone to share your life with, day in and day out. Isn't that beautiful? This is a beautiful beef tenderloin. It has got that red dark color, which means it had time to pick up flavor. It also has some intramuscular fat, which is going to help make it extra juicy and tender. This steak is considered to be the most tender part of the cow and is very popular in the French cuisine. The first thing that I'm going to do is take this part off. It's kind of like a weird part of the tenderloin that's gotta go. Then I'm going to trim off the silver skin that's still on the steak. And finally I'm going to take off the end of the tenderloin to make sure that our steak has a nice shape. Now it looks absolutely beautiful. The last thing to do is make an incision. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to show you after I fired up my kamadojoe barbecue. I fired up the kamadojoe and waited until the fire was fully lit. Now the grill is getting nice and hot and I'm gonna put in one of the grill grates at a high position and one of the grill grates in a low position. That's gonna give me the opportunity to grill at a low temperature and at a high temperature. Now I'm gonna close the lid and dial in the temperature at around 160 to 180 degrees Celsius. Up till now, this has been nothing but an ordinary beef tenderloin. But by making this incision, we're going to turn this into the wife maker steak. And now we're getting to the seductive part. We're gonna slice fine some courgette and some eggplant. I wanna have long, thin slices. Then I'm gonna put 5 tablespoons of olive oil in a bowl, press a clove of garlic and add that to the oil, chop fine some parsley, add a little bit of rosemary, and of course I need to season this with some salt and some pepper. Then I'm gonna mix it up and I'm gonna brush it onto the vegetables. Of course we're gonna do both sides because we want plenty of flavor. I'm gonna grill the courgette and eggplant over direct heat on the highest grill grate. Before I'm gonna grill the veggies, I'm gonna clean my grill grate with a little bit of olive oil. That's gonna make them non-stick and clean them at the same time. Then I'm gonna sear the eggplants and the aubergine on one side, and you can see that the aubergine go way faster. They only need a couple of minutes, where the courgette could do with a little bit more time to fully cook and get a nice grill stripe on it. Then it's time to slice some cherry tomatoes, chop fine some sun-dried and seasoned cherry tomatoes, crumble some goat cheese, and now all of the ingredients are ready and prepped to go. Time to make a steak rub and get back to the steak. I'm gonna start with 1 part salt, half a part ground black pepper, half a part onion powder, and a 1/4 part garlic powder. Now I'm going to sprinkle on that beautiful steak rub. It's going to enhance the flavors of this steak. It's going to boost and elevate it. And now all we have to do is put all of the prepped veggies and ingredients on top of our steak. Of course, we want to do it in a nice, good looking fashion and order. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. Sprinkle it on, just work your magic. Put some love into it. And don't tell Morrison anything about the cheese. I trimmed up and sliced open the beef tenderloin, I grilled up some veggies, and I turned it into a piece of art. Now it's time to start cooking. My kamadojoe is running at a beautiful temperature of 180 degrees Celsius, which basically is a roasting temperature. But we got our barbecue with a low heat. Look at the embers. They're really tiny and small. This means they're not gonna give off a lot of aggressive heat. So we're gonna be slow cooking this beautiful wife maker steak over direct heat on a high distance. I'm gonna close the lid and I'm gonna slowly let it cook. And I think it's gonna take around 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm gonna check every 5 minutes with my thermometer. My wife maker steak is done. And as you can see, we picked some of that smoke flavor up. Nice mahogany smoke color. I'm gonna carefully lift it off the grill grates, put it on the board and let it rest. And that's how you make the wife maker steak. Now, I don't actually have a girlfriend to test this on to see if she wants to be my wife afterwards. But if you do, and if you make this recipe, then let us know. Is this like living up to it? In my imagination, I could win over a girlfriend with this. You know, especially if a guy cooks already, that's like a real plus. So if you like to cook and you're a guy, this could also be a man maker steak. I mean, really. I'm talking about wife all the time and girlfriends, but that's just from my perspective. There we go.
It feels like you're almost flirting with me. This is all, I mean, you impress me as well. I'm kind of like thinking about it, yeah, being your wife, because this is, oh man. But after the marriage, are you still cooking this?
This seriously, one bite and instant gratification. I only need this one bite. Of course I want more, but it was all there in one bite. It was so tender, it was juicy, it was creamy, a little bit of acidity, salt, pepper, bum, bum, bum. It was like a whole orchestra. This is insane. Go make yourself a wife.
Let's forget about the whole marriage thing. I'm gonna take this home. Make this, but don't share it with your girlfriend. Really don't. Don't. I mean, okay, it's true. It's true. You've proven the point. You can find your wife with a recipe. But oh, so juicy. Point proven. Scientifically proven, actually. But this is too good. This is too good to share. Don't share it. Keep it for yourself. Never make it. No, just never make it for somebody else. Never.